Alright, welcome back to the channel. It's early, but we're about to go out on our longest run of the block, 22 miles. I have a grand total of 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours and 55 minutes. I worked last night. I'm not making no excuses. In my head, if I can get through today's run and Tuesday's run, I am pretty much done with the harder parts of training. Everything else is kind of like easing into race day, but 22 miles, I do feel like I'm getting a little sick, but I'd rather this happen now than a month from now. Low on sleep, my immune system will be shot to shit after this, but oh well, so be it, so be it. So, the homie, he also has a 22-mile run on his block, so at least I will not be out there by myself. And yeah, let's get ready for that. Welcome back. We are on our way to the longest run of the block. Not even gonna hold you. A little bit of a sense of accomplishment is coming over me. Yesterday was anxiety because I'm like, fuck. I'm not feeling the best, but I'm just gonna go out here and run these miles. You know what I mean? I got pace targets for this run. Here's a workout right here. If I don't hit my pace targets, oh fucking well. More importantly, I'm just worried about completing it. So, doing this with the homie Tyler, that will help out tremendously. It's 22 miles from him as well, but this is the longest run on the block. It kind of only decreases a little bit from here. So the next one will be 20 miles, and I believe 18 miles, and I believe in 12 miles, which will be a taper week, and then we'll be at race day. So let's get it. All right, y'all. So here we are in week 18. Today is our last 20-mile run of the training block. Now, that being said, I don't know what the hell the running AI is doing. It has scheduled me a 22-mile run, which was my last one on Sunday. More on that in a second. Back to back with a 20-mile run, and that just doesn't seem like it makes sense. And since it's running AI, I can't ask a question or talk to it. So I'm thinking that's just a glitch. It has to be, because my watch says that's excessive for me to be running. And also, I'm not even fully recovered yet. So the plan is I'm going to be my own coach. I'm going to go out there and attempt 20 miles. However, if I start feeling anything, any slight discomfort, any crazy issues, I'm just going to give it what I got and, stop where I stopped. But the 22-mile run on Sunday, I didn't get any footage of that. I was with the homie. We was just running, talking. It was what it was. But towards the end of that run, it started getting very, very, very wicked for me. And I was just like, for the first time, felt like I just did not have it. So much so that I was like, bro, I feel like I'm holding you back. And as I look back, maybe it was more mental. And full disclosure, I worked the night before. I had some drinks the night before. I kind of self-induced punishment, but I thought I'd be okay. But just the way the run played out, I wasn't okay. I did finish the 22 miles. Here's the stats and the splits right there. It was just brutal. But me in the back of my head knowing that, okay, this is the last run, or this is the biggest and longest run I've ever done. Of course it's like this. So with that said, I'm kind of glad that it happened, because now I feel like, I have a better idea of how to tackle that same issue were it to come up on race day. But going through it in that moment, man, it kicked my ass, and I literally feel like I was emotionally scarred. Like I literally have some PTSD from it. So here we are. Like I said, today is the next run, which was today. It's 20 miles, and There's no pace targets, just conversational pace. I missed all my pace targets in that previous run, by the way, but I kind of knew that. It was whatever. They were very aggressive for whatever reason. But here we are with this 20-mile run. It's the last 20 miler of the block, so I really want to try to get it done. From here, it goes down 18 miles next week, and then 12 miles the week after, which will be a taper week before, obviously, the big day. I've been really good about these long runs. I think with the exception of one that I had to miss that week 14, due to injury. So, just as a promise to myself and, just to keep everything, I really want to get this done. The weather's beautiful right now. It's been raining for a few days in Arizona, so it's chilly, it's cloudy, it's moody. I'm going to put on the audiobook and just do what I can do. I'm trying out some new gels today. One of them is the Carbs brand. I got these because they actually have 50 grams of carbs, and this one also has 450 milligrams of sodium. And that's something I think I'm experiencing late is I'm good on energy. My legs feel fine, but I started getting cramps. And I think a tricky part is, I was telling the homies at the running store this, that when it's cooler, I feel like I'm drinking less on the early part of the run, which is a cardinal sin, because while I may not be sweating as much and I may not feel like, I need the water, what's happening is I'm depleting my body of all those nutrients and minerals and stuff. So by the time I do acknowledge that I'm thirsty or I would like some water, I'm kind of really low. So anything that I'm putting back in is not, I need to be staying topped off. It's like having an empty cup and just pouring just enough back in and take a sip. Finding a gel, I'm really good on my gels, but not so much on my hydration. So finding a gel that has sodium and carbs is clutch. And they also have another one by the same brand that is carbs and caffeine. So I'm going to try a new fueling strategy today towards the back half of the run, should I make it. And just try to backload as much sodium as I can so that I can, finish at the pace I want. Because those last two races, that's what happened. Portland, mile 12, started cramping. And then in the Phoenix one, I started cramping around mile 9 or 10. Both I was able to run through because they were kind of mild, but I felt them. And but the ones on Sunday were not mild, they were severe as fuck. So that's the plan. That's why it's important I do this run, because after this there's no other 20 milers. Everything goes down. So I just want to test these things out because, like I said, race day is right around the corner and I don't want to leave anything to chance, and I don't know what the weather will be like. All those things, I need to answer as many question marks as I possibly can. So let's go get this done, and I'll see you when we get out there. All right, just at the halfway point. Everything's good. Staying on top of nutrition, especially after what happened a couple days ago. But weather's been on my side today. Rain for a little bit, but nothing crazy. So, gonna put some electrolytes back in my body and get back to it. 10 more miles to go. Making good time too. That's how it's supposed to be. first. Never been washed out of the path, but I get it. So I'm about to go up here to the street. Hopefully I don't get clipped, decapitated, any of that. But I've never been rained out of a running path in Arizona, of all places. All right, whatever. Okay, we got 6 miles to go. Or 7 miles ago, I'll take that back. But we just hit half marathon mark. 10 minutes slower than normal, but we're there. Anyway, we just hit half marathon mark, 7 miles ago. Last big run of the block. I feel good. Stay on top of my nutrition. Nothing crazy happening yet. Felt a few little tight spots. Addressed that immediately with electrolytes. And let's do this.